And that was, I thought prison was gonna be the hardest thing I ever went through. But um, losing my firstborn son was the hardest thing I've ever gone through.
What happened?
Um, in prison you have a lot of time to think, and I always wanted the name Josiah. And my wife had some complications through her pregnancy. At 20 weeks, they had told her she's gonna have to go to bed rest down to UCSD if she wants to continue the pregnancy, because they try to push us to terminate, but we didn't want to do that. We put it in God's hands. And she at 20 weeks, they said if she made it, she had the complications about 15 weeks. And they said if you make it to 20 weeks, then we're going to recommend you go to UCSD and you're going to have to be on bed rest until you go into labor. You're going to eventually go into labor because you're going to get like a fever, and you're going to have a C-section. And so she went to UCSD and she stayed there for 10 weeks. And little past 30 weeks is when she went into labor. And Josiah was born on June 3rd, 2009 at around 10 o'clock. And it was the next day at 4 o'clock on June 4th, and his lungs were underdeveloped. He was having complications. They had him hooked up to the machines and trying to get things going. His lungs were just underdeveloped, and things just didn't go good. And eventually the doctors just told us that he wasn't going to make it. And so he passed away on June 4th, 2009. And I know that he can't come back to us, but one day I'll go back to him, because that's our faith, that he's in heaven. And that's what we hold on to. And so that's the hardest thing that I've ever gone through, is carrying his casket and having to bury him.
It's the hardest thing for any parent.